Monique, the work from home mogul. I've got some tips for you for visiting family or traveling during the holidays during a pandemic. And today's special guest is Safety Inspector Stacy. Stick around for these travel tips coming up. More than likely, you haven't seen your family for a while. You're going to be there for a while. You're probably going to have to stay inside with them for a while. So here are some things to keep in mind. If you're thinking about hopping on a plane last minute to go see your elders, my first tip would be don't. But if you've been taking the precautions, quarantining for 2 weeks, maybe you've bought this flight months in advance, thinking this thing would be over by now, then I would say take the following precautions. And when you get to your destination, there's things that you want to keep in mind to have a pleasant experience and not go insane. If you don't have to get on a plane, then do not do it. Road trip style. Wear your gloves, wear your diaper, try not to stop as much as possible. If you're driving in a place where you have to pump your own gas, try not to stop. Bus and train, things that you could take, see how packed they are. If you're able to keep your 6-foot difference, then of course, go ahead and take the easier route. If you do have to get on a plane, make sure that you're getting there a couple of hours early. That whole 30 minutes before board time thing, that's not a thing anymore. You want to get there super early because you don't know what's going on. The airports are bonkers right now. There's less flights. They're packing it more. There's no such thing as social distancing on a plane anymore. They may offer you some money to switch flights, and guess what? Those flights are packed too, and they're going to try to get out of giving you those vouchers, American Airlines. Get there super early. Have your hand sanitizer, your mask, obviously, sanitization wipes. Just knowing that there's going to be a lot of people around you so you're not caught off guard. Safety is priority number one. So everyone was social distancing, keeping safe, keeping themselves away from people, keeping clean. If it's going to be a lot of different people all coming together, it is a good idea to just take a test first. Just make sure everybody's cool. Having things to do inside the house is a good idea. When all together, limiting the amount of interactions and going out to places where there could be exposure. It's going to be a lot of eating. It's going to be a lot of movie watching, a lot of TV, a lot of talking. These are all great, but could get old pretty fast. So having some other things to do, such as board games, trivia games. See, I'm already running out of ideas. So this is where you need to get creative. Maybe some decorating. Maybe looking through some old family photo albums, home videos. All this stuff could be good, but space it out and have things already set up so you don't go insane. Doing things together is important, but also having some things for yourself as well. You could find yourself sleeping in, find yourself eating all the time, being sedentary and just watching every movie that there is, especially with all these free TV trials that they've got going on. See, they're trying to hook you. They know what they're doing. Know when you're going to do your physical activity. Do it early if possible. And set your family time. Usually the meal time's a couple of hours for each meal and maybe some after dinner movie night. But knowing that the other times you have things for yourself to keep you active and to keep you from going nuts. If you have your morning and your nighttime routine, try to stick with it as much as possible, incorporating your family time throughout the day. Nighttime routine isn't that easy to keep if you're doing movie nights after dinner and just dozing off. Maybe you don't participate in every movie night if it's going to be like 7 in a row. Topics of conversation to avoid: the pandemic itself, Politics. This could put you down a rabbit hole and drag you down into some negative frequency that you don't want to be in. Topics to distract away from these things. Perhaps putting on some holiday music, some Christmas music that people cannot not dance and sing to. You know which one I'm talking about. The good things that you've seen as far as volunteering and food drives, and perhaps someone won a grant, someone started a business, things that you've seen that are good. Drive the topic away from bad into anything good. A drive-through movie, maybe a outside gathering with heaters. At some point, people are going to want to get out of the house, because how many days in a row can you spend all in one confined space? But if you find that it's just something uncomfortably reckless or just something that you don't think is that safe, just have a hard out time. There's like an important call that you got to get back to. Maybe there's a timer that's going to go off. Just know ahead of time, okay, how can I get out of this? Heading out, back to the airport, back on the road, it's going to be the same thing. You want to get out early, beat all the crowds or traffic. Just know that they're there. Have your mixtape or your playlist ready, audiobook or your physical book there. Just know that, okay, I've got this. You know how to spend some time when you're just can't do anything else but wait. Now you're prepared. Since you spent that whole week, you can handle this. Okay, Safety Inspector Stacy, what are some tips for traveling in the airport? Thanks, Monique. Really important that when you're traveling, you have your gloves available, sanitizer wipe, your hand sanitizer, making sure that these things have alcohol in them, because there's plenty of posers out there that don't do anything. You want to have your disposable mask underneath your reusable mask. Down in the description, I'll show you where you can get some of the best masks. And wiping down everything, just being aware of your surroundings, making sure that everything is clean and that you are far away from people. Just because they're not coughing doesn't mean that they aren't stifling their coughs underneath their masks. Now, if you find an unexpected guest arriving in your home, what can you do? Now isn't the time to be polite. If there's somebody coming up at you that you don't know what they're carrying, just be blunt about it and let them know, hey, what's your deal? Any other safety tips to leave us with? It's very simple. Just listen to the science, listen to the studies. Yeah, there's one study out there that says masks don't work, but listen to the other 80 studies that say that they do, and follow the policies when you're traveling. It's just common sense, folks. And I know not everyone follows common sense, so always have your Lysol spray to spray people's face if they get in your face. Thank you so much for taking time to like, subscribe, comment, do all those good things. Turn on that notification bell for next week's video, and we'll see you then. Hey, what's your deal?